Welcome back to another episode of the It Girl Mindset. I'm so freaking happy and grateful that you are here. I'm so excited. Today's episode, we are doing the Becoming Her series. This is episode 2 of that series. And this is all about becoming the next level version of yourself. And that's whatever it means to you, okay? In this Becoming Her series, this is called Dream Body Girly, okay? And this is the version of you that has the body of your dreams. We are going to go over my 4-step process of how to easily step into this version of yourself, okay? Let's get into it. Welcome to the It Girl Mindset, where I help you step into the next level version of yourself by mastering your mindset, manifesting your deepest desires, and connecting deeply with your body. It's about becoming the most authentic, radiant, unapologetic, and unbothered version of yourself. Together, we're going to chat about how to unlock your true potential and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're ready to become the healthiest, hottest, and most abundant version of yourself, you're in the perfect place. Let's get into it. Since I used to be a holistic health coach, I saw so many things going on with the girls that I coached as well as myself. I went through my own process of stepping into the version of me that has my dream body. This was not an easy process. This is the episode that I wish I would have heard when I first got into the personal development world, the wanting to lose weight world, okay? Because there is so much information out there and people tell you to do this and people tell you to do that, and it's just mentally exhausting and draining. While yes, there is so much science that backs up certain types of movements and certain types of, diets, it really comes down to yourself. Because I could tell you all day, okay, go eat whole foods, but you have to actually decide to do it. I could tell you to move your body 4 days a week or every day, whatever it may be. And I could tell you all day long, but it's about you actually showing up and doing the habits, taking the aligned action. And so that's why it's so much more about becoming the version of you that has the dream body than it is following some strategic plan or this nutrition plan or this move, like whatever it may be. It's about becoming the version of you that's willing to show up and go to the gym or work out or go to Pilates, and the version of you that eats healthy and nutritious foods, the version of you that has the lifestyle of this person who would have the body that you want, okay? There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's really about figuring out what works for you and only you. What works for me is not going to work for you. You got to figure out deep down what it is that you want and what type of version of you has those things. Okay, so since it is Dream Body Girly, this is all about stepping into your dream body. And what I would recommend you do, even before doing all these next steps of my 4-step process that I'm going to give you, is in the description, in the show notes, there is a dream body visualization. This is just so helpful for you to really get into the energy of what kind of body you want, what you want to look like, what you want to feel like, and everything in between. So if you are kind of all over the place and aren't super clear on what kind of dream body you want and what you want to look like, what you want to feel like, highly recommend doing the dream body visualization that's in the description below. It'll just help kind of give some context and some direction. The first step is to define your desires. What does this fit dream body version of you mean to you? What does this fit version of you mean to you, okay? Because everyone has this different definition of dream body and like what fit means, what you want to look like, what you want to feel like. Everyone has these different versions, and it's about figuring out what it looks like to you. So, is that more of, the more gym goer, a little bit more muscular, or is it more of the, Pilates, a little bit leaner, like truly getting so clear on what you want. And if you have never even written down anything that you want, this is a great opportunity, because what you put out into the world will come back to you. It starts with a decision. And so that's why you need to define your desires and get crystal clear on what you want, okay? Step number 2 is self-image and identity. And if you don't know what this is, essentially your self-image is how you view yourself and what you think other people's perception of you is, okay? So, example, I was And again, these are blanket statements. Take this for what it is. We all have our own perception of what these different identities mean, okay? So I was a super shy, quiet girl. That was the kind of identity box that I had put myself in when I was younger and before high school. And then I kind of became outgoing and like kind of turned into this party girl as I went into, into college. And then after college, I wanted to audition for pro dance team. So I became kind of like this dancer girl. Like it was my identity. And so I showed up in congruence to what I believed my self-image was. Okay. And shifting your identity rather than just trying to shift your habits is so powerful, because if you truly believe at your core that this is what you do and this is who you are, you're going to show up in that way. Okay. Because if your actions don't align with your self-image, it's going to be kind of like this push-pull. So an example of that is, let's just say, I'll even just take me as a dancer. After college, I went from party girl to dancer, and I completely shifted my self-image. And I wasn't like still in this party girl phase, like partying my face off and then also trying to dance and eat healthy. Like I completely cut out drinking for the most part, and I embodied the identity of this professional dancer. I trained like one, I ate like one, and it didn't feel forceful. It didn't feel like I had to do it. I wanted to do it because at my core, I knew that I was going to become a professional dancer. And what do professionals do? What do professional dancers do? They eat a certain way. They eat super, super clean. They energize their body. They take care of themselves. They go to the gym. And I definitely went to an extreme level that you don't need to go to. And now that I've learned everything about nutrition and movement and all of the things, you don't have to be that intense with it to have the body that you want. But I was so intense and it didn't feel intense, but it was because I was so committed to embodying this identity of being a professional dancer that I owned that shit. And I showed up for myself day in and day out. So self-image is so powerful is because when it becomes a part of who you are, you show up in that way because you want to, not because you feel like you have to. Do you see that difference there? Because if I was a party girl trying to be a dancer, I would still be partying on the weekends. I'd still have the same friends. I probably wouldn't be eating healthy or as healthy. I wouldn't be working out multiple days a week because I wouldn't be sleeping as well. See the difference between like embodying the identity versus trying to do habits in an old identity? See the difference? It's so powerful because it just, you want to do it because it's a part of who you are. There's no question about it. Okay. And it becomes easier to make aligned decisions and take aligned action. So you have to create your next level self, your next level identity, the version of you that has your dream body. And this is, again, just kind of a big blanket statement and a generalization. You get to decide what the identity of this girl does, okay? But we think about it too. You think about a gym rat. You're like, that for sure has a different vibe than a Pilates girly or even a yoga versus Pilates. Like they're so different. The energy, the vibe, how they carry themselves, what type of movement they do, obviously, how they eat. It's all different. And so you get to create your own identity. Who is this version of you? And I want you to take some time to really journal this out and write it out. What does she do in the morning? What does her morning routine look like? What does she do on a day-to-day basis? How does she move her body? How does she nourish her body? Who does she hang out with? What do other people think about her? How does she show up in the world? What's her vibe? What's her energy? What does she dress like? What is her hair color? How does she wear her hair? Like getting into the nitty-gritty details of this next level identity of the version of you that has your dream body. And again, it can mean whatever it can mean whatever you want it to mean, but it's about being true to yourself. Because if you're just creating some sort of identity in your brain of what you think other people want you to be, and I'm speaking from personal experience, you're never going to end up happy. So create this version of you that truly makes you happy and it feels true to yourself, okay? And that might take some time and adjusting. And this is the other thing too. It's not like you create this identity and you're stuck in this identity forever, okay? You're meant to grow and evolve and change over time. I, for example, like I said, I was mute girl, I was the party girl, I was the dancer girl, I was the health and fitness girl. Now I'm the mindset girly, okay? We are meant to grow and shift and change and evolve over time. And if you're not, that means you're not growing, okay? So for this, I want you to think about it from this season of life. What does she do? What do her friends do? What does she do on the weekends? What does she do in the evenings? How does she talk to herself? What's her vibe? Again, like very nitty-gritty detail of all of the things, as nitty-gritty detail as possible. Even for me, I just am recently kind of going into this new transitional phase. I have been for the last probably like 3 months, but I really feel like it's coming to life now. And it's this version of me that really focuses on her intuition and fun. Like I'm taking every single day from fun and enjoyment, and I'm not doing anything out of obligation, including working out, including eating the foods that I want to eat, okay? And I'm also taking an approach of just feeling good, though. If you haven't watched or listened to my last podcast episode, I talked about my winter arc, and my main goal is really just feeling good, because that is a trickle effect, okay? But figure out what your self-image is, what your identity is, what you want to do so you can be the best version of you possible. And it just kind of takes some journaling. But I was saying that I just feel like I'm stepping into it now. Like even for me, getting dressed up, gosh, I used to be so lazy with like putting makeup on. But this next level version of myself, like she gets ready for the day. And she can show up and be more confident and be more present and be more grounded. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, even my identity, my next level identity self that I planted the seeds 3 months ago is now fully coming into fruition, is now fully coming to life. So it's really exciting to see, but plant the seed now, okay? Don't be like, okay, I'm going to do this on the weekend or I'm going to do this later. Just start dreaming about this right now, okay? Even if you want to pause this podcast episode or YouTube video and just dream for a little bit, please do. It's so powerful. Step number 4 in my 4-step process is to release limiting beliefs and fears, okay? This is the most powerful step. I have been using NLP on myself for the last 3 months, and I have never seen so much change in my life so quickly. I've never been more confident. I've never been more magnetizing. I've never been more just embodied and confident in who I am as a human. And I really do owe it all. Not all of it, but like a lot of it comes from releasing old fears and old limiting beliefs that I no longer want to believe anymore. NLP is the tool to do that, where you essentially rewire your subconscious mind. If you're not familiar with my other videos or anything like that, neuro-linguistic programming reprograms your subconscious mind so you can release limiting beliefs and fears in minutes. You can rewire your mind in a few different ways, but one of the ways is NLP. Also, as a side note, if you want to learn how, in even more depth, how to reprogram your subconscious mind and release old limiting beliefs and fears, I have a brand new free mini course. The link is in the description. I really want to help you learn how to utilize this. And I'm not going to go into exactly how to rewire your subconscious mind in this episode, but if you want to check out Untapped Potential, the free course, I go into so much detail on how your brain works, why you are the way you are, how you can step into your next level identity, and how you can release old fears and limiting beliefs. I go in so much detail. There's a workbook that goes along with it, so I highly recommend checking that out. The link is in the description. So with releasing your old self, you first got to figure out, what are your current beliefs? What do you believe about yourself when it comes to losing weight or having your dream body? Do you believe that you deserve your dream body? Do you believe that it's possible? Are you blaming external circumstances? Do you have these fears? Because again, our fears and limiting beliefs come from our childhood. Like, for example, let's just say, even me, I convinced myself that I was just meant to be this bigger person. I was like, I'm just meant to be this way. And I felt like I had no control over it. But what was controlling the situation was not reality. It was my beliefs. It was my old limiting beliefs that I'd held onto. And one being this one comment one person made saying that I had basically gained weight. And I held on to that belief for like 5 or 6 years because I was like, oh, that's the truth. This one person said it, so everybody must think that about me. Therefore, I'm taking that as the truth. And so what that did was held me back from taking action. It held me back from the physical action. I think so often we think that mindset just stays in your mind, but your mind is what controls how you show up, how you take action. You know, I think I've mentioned this before, but some people believe Their actual belief is that if you're sick, you need to go work it off. And you gotta go run, you gotta go sweat it out. Some people believe that that's their truth. Other people believe, oh my gosh, no, you don't want to work out when you're sick. You're supposed to rest. You're supposed to relax and rest and get as much sleep as possible. Based on those beliefs, you're going to take different action depending on what you choose to believe. Does that make sense? So it's not just about what goes on in your brain, it's what goes on in the physical world too. So you have to look at all of your current beliefs about losing weight, yourself, your dream body. You got to look at all of these so you can clear them. Your brain is always trying to keep you safe. So there is a reason that your brain is holding on to this fear. It's not to get back at you. It's not to hold you back. It's because your brain's just trying to keep you safe. So why is it safer for you to hold on to this limiting belief about you having your dream body than it is to let it go? Interesting thing to think about, okay? And honestly, in Untapped Potential, I go into even more depth. And I walk you through step by step with the workbook to be able to release limiting beliefs. So whether you have a goal of getting to your dream body or something else, highly, highly recommend going in, doing the workbook, and just see how powerful it is. Truly, it's life-changing, which is why I'm sharing it. And I'm sharing it for free because I want to help as many beautiful, gorgeous women as possible, okay? So once you release those fears, those limiting beliefs, those past version of yourself, you are going to have such easier time to show up as the version of you that you want to, okay? So with your dream body, do you have a fear of embarrassment of looking like a beginner in the gym? Do you have a fear of judgment if you go to a restaurant and you order a salad versus everyone else is ordering burgers? Are you afraid that they're going to judge you for that and whatever else comes from that? I know that held me back for a little bit. I would always be like, oh, I want to order a salad. People would be like, oh my God, you're ordering a salad. Like, come on. Blah, blah, blah. Like, even when I did have my dream body, there was still this fear there that when I was being too much, if I was like, oh, because I don't eat dairy. And if there was this fear of going out to eat and ordering food that if I was to be like, oh, I need no dairy, that I was just going to be too much and just over dramatic and just being a nuisance, And so again, looking at all these beliefs that surround food, surround your body, your mindset around your body, going to events, whatever it may be, this part may take some time, but it's always a journey. And so every single time you have a limiting belief or a fear, I want you to have a pinned note in your notes app and write down what that is so then you can work towards clearing it, okay? And NLP obviously is an amazing way, but you also can reprogram your mind with your thoughts. You just have to reframe it. Example, people are going to judge me if I order healthy food. Reframe that. You want to acknowledge it and be like, okay, I understand why I would be afraid of that because being judged is never fun, but let's rewire that. Let's say the opposite, okay? I'm allowed to set boundaries to make myself feel best. Whatever it may be, whatever you need to hear, reframe that and say it over and over and over again. Obviously, this takes a little bit more time, but that's okay. Rewiring your brain is so powerful, so use it to your advantage, okay? Step number 4 is taking the aligned action. See how one thing is leading into the other? When you release your fears, it's going to be so much easier for you to take aligned action. With aligned action, that's taking action from your intuition, what feels good. Once you have created the identity, you know what type of action you need to take because you created it. You yourself created it. You said, that sounds fun. That sounds like my next level version of myself. So I'm going to go ahead and take action in that way. This is the thing with manifestation and mindset work. It's not enough to just think you want the thing. You have to take the aligned action to go with it. I use an aligned action plan, which is also in the Untapped Potential. Again, if you want access to that course, the link is in the description, completely free, but I have a whole aligned action plan, which you will go step by step. I'll explain how to use it, and you can create your own aligned action plan. But with taking aligned action, again, it's not enough to say, I want this thing. You have to take the action. And when you create that version of you that has that, you already made yourself a plan. You just got to put it into action, okay? And taking action from your intuition is so powerful because you do it in a way that feels good. And I'm not saying intuition is always going to feel good. I'm not saying that, example, let's just say your intuition is go for a walk. And you're like, no, I want to watch TV. Your current version of yourself is going to stay comfy and cozy, and your brain's going to want you to stay comfy, cozy because it doesn't like change, because it likes to stay safe and comfortable. Your brain's going to tell you to just sit and stay there and watch TV. But your future self, what would she want you to do? Your intuition is telling you go for a walk. Your higher self would go for a walk. So you get to decide how you take the action. Do you want to stay the same and stay stuck and not put yourself out of your comfort zone and stay watching TV? Or do you want to go for a walk? Listen to your intuition, trust your intuition. So like I'm saying, your intuition is guiding you to your highest self, but it's up to you to actually listen. You have to be the one to take the action. You're going to probably have intuitive pings all the time, but you get to decide if you listen or not. And the more you trust your intuition, the more you follow and take the action that your intuition is guiding you to, the easier it will be. And the quicker you will become your future self. And the quicker you will have your dream body. Okay? Okay. I hope you guys loved this episode. This was really, really fun for me. If you guys have any questions on this specifically, the Becoming Her series, the Dream Body Girly, highly go ahead and send me a DM. I'm happy to chat through it with you. If you are not sure how to pinpoint limiting beliefs, send me a DM on Instagram or comment below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. I'm truly trained and specialized in NLP, releasing old limiting beliefs. So I want to help you step into your most powerful, authentic, amazing, feeling good, confident girly, okay? I'm here for you if you need anything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Do you want a free transformational mindset session to clear fear, step into your potential, and align with your highest self? In just 15 minutes, this transformational tool will help you release the anxiety, fear, or limiting beliefs that are holding you back from reaching your full potential. All you have to do is write an honest review of the show on Apple Podcasts. The link is in the description. Screenshot it and send it to the email below. This is the exact technique I use on my clients and myself. It's a powerful blend of NLP and hypnosis to uncover exactly what's holding you back from stepping into your future self. So start rewiring your mind today.